Welcome to the Sunken Temple of Qarn, which is an optional dungeon for level 35s and up. The temple is a quite interesting dungeon that has quite a few nice little mechanics to it, which makes the experience quite a bit more fun. For the most part, the mobs aren't anything, like the regular mobs we only at first aren't anything to write home about. They are just generic ones that do damage. So you continue the normal way, getting your AOS to heal as well as healing yourself if it is necessary. And the important thing to do is take these, it's not one of these, but there is a bunch of marked things like the Warden, that are tablets that actually hold keys to making the fights easier, or opening doors easier. Oh, that's the problem. The play is on the wrong setting. I knew there had to be something wrong there. That's one thing to watch for that I've noticed. Make sure that your AOS is always on obey, not sick, or it will not listen to your commands. Here is the first enemy that you do have to watch for, the Temple Bee, because when it gets to lower health it will use Final Sting, which kills itself, but also does a huge amount of damage to the tank, or whoever is tanking it. Which obviously you want to avoid at all possible times, because you don't want the tank to die. Unfortunately, the tank is running off ahead to try and kill him, and is probably going to... No, sorry, that was the DPS. that mob will reappear later, so it's not imperative that you actually kill it here. It's just handy. I do believe the temple will actually hit the ninja instead of the tank, which is good in a sense. And these are the things I was talking about, gem of influence, things that you can use to open certain doors. This is the first boss, Territor, which, as the tank just said, that it will spawn the bees, which you have to kill. Otherwise, like with the regular bee mobs, you will take a huge amount of damage, and it's a lot harder to get away with that against the boss. They are called dung wasps in this case. And they die fairly quickly, thankfully. When it starts to growl, it actually is casting an attack called Mortal Ray, which casts Doom on you, which then activates these platforms here, which if you don't get to, you will die. Thankfully your AOS doesn't die if hit by Mortal Ray. And I believe the Black Mage there did not listen to me. Or didn't look up how to do this dungeon because he seems to have died. Or he thought he had, because it is quite possible. I've had times when I thought that I've killed or got rid of the Doom, and actually not. But civil enough fight. And I think he just teleported back when I could have revived him. Which is a bit of a pain, but this means we have to wait like 2 extra seconds, and I have to recast Protect on him. Protect is something that you should carry over from a Conjurer class, as it adds a little bit extra protection. For this part of the dungeon, you have the enemy, the Argoid, of course, which I think probably, that will only actually die if it is on the little platform below it, that's below it right now. Otherwise, every time it will come back to life because you actually need it to open the doors, and it's the same with this part as well. They are fairly easy enemies to kill. The only problem is avoiding that it dies before it reaches the platforms. Because some DPS will not actually stop attacking until after it's dead, ignoring the fact that you need it up. And there is about 5 or 6 of those different tablets, only 2 of which you actually need. Although obviously it does not hurt to collect every single one of them. I think you can open a few extra doors that have treasure chests with them. Although if you get the wrong one, you do actually cause yourself to have to fight extra fights. This is where you actually need to Qarn's Facer again. Was seen earlier in the dungeon with V, and it appears once more, I think, if you don't kill it here. Either way, it still drops this treasure chest, which will more than likely have a weapon or armor in it. I'm not sure if it's always a weapon or not. For the second boss, which is the Temple Guardian, you actually have to kill the Golem Soulstone first when fighting it. So that is your first target every time. every time you break it, it becomes incapacitated. That's bad. My English is very bad, apparently. And you get to do 3 damage on it, but it will wake up again, and you have to kill the soulstone again. He becomes a bit more reckless, so to speak, the second time. As you can see within Painting, his attacks are a bit more random. And I have a terrible angle there. And that was a very quick run, actually, of that. Usually it would seem to take, or it seems to take 3 turns, not 3 times of killing the soulstone before you actually get to kill the boss. But DPS in this party seems quite good. And this is where the Qarn facer would appear last if not killed. So obviously it won't appear in this run because we've already killed him once, but not killed him, more than once. Again, like the previous avoidable place, you have to kill this one on its platform. In order to open this door here, which is part of the path to the final boss. And again, same situation here. For this part, the skills of judgment, you actually have to put them on the right order, which I believe is the flame, that is. And waiting to see which one he puts. If these are in fact the right ones, because I'm not sure if they know or not. And when they just decide to hit that like that, I guess I don't get the show. Usually I would have tried to show you the right combination. But the team decided not to let me do that, so unfortunately that was not the case here. And if that's the case, you open the door either from the right combination of tablets or from killing those condemned. Which in a sense makes more sense to go for the condemned because it does provide a little bit more EXP. But that is completely up to yourself and your party. And this is the last boss, which is the Educator, which I will explain his abilities as they come and go, because there's quite a few of them. The main one actually being poison, paralysis, which you can't avoid. And there is these Sunjurers who can only be killed when they're on these platforms. And then we get the Mythal Verges, which do AoE damages every so often in the form of a ray of light. So another thing that you need to kill. And there's the upper Mythal Verge, which do the same thing, but they do an AoE damage in another sense, and also lock you in to an area when you're caught inside with them. But for the most part, he's fairly simple. And as you can see, I took him down.